Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into a topic today that I know a lot of you have been asking about, AI doctors. Specifically, are we actually getting closer to that becoming a reality?
Well, there's a fascinating new research paper out there, a preliminary study of O1 in medicine. Are we closer to an AI doctor that we're going to dig into today?
And this paper, it focuses on this new large language model, O1, right?
Yeah, and it's causing a real stir. The claim is that O1 is a major step up in terms of medical reasoning.
So basically, O1 is like that student who breezes through all the practice exams, but the real question is, can it actually cut it in the real world of medicine?
And that's exactly what this research team wanted to figure out. They designed this, well, imagine a medical school curriculum that would make even the most ambitious med student think twice.
Okay, intense. So what kind of challenges did they throw at one to see if it was really up to the task? They started with something called concept recognition. Basically, they wanted to see if O1 could, sift through a complicated medical journal article and pick out the really important details, like could it identify a specific chemical compound or pinpoint the key symptoms in a patient's case?
So it's like a medical version of Where's Waldo, but with, like, way higher stakes.
Yeah, kind of. But then they really cranked up the pressure.
Oh, how so?
Think medical licensing exams, the ones that make even doctors sweat a little. They even had O1 tackle question and answer challenges pulled from some of the most respected medical journals out there. We're talking the Lancet, the New England Journal of Medicine, the heavy hitters.
Wow, they really wanted to see if O1 could hang with the best of the best.
Exactly. And it wasn't enough for O1 to just, spit out the right answer. They dug deeper.
What do you mean?
Well, they look at how O1 explained its reasoning, how it summarized complex medical info, even if it was susceptible to, well, making stuff up.
Hold on, making stuff up? Like inventing medical facts? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's a real concern, and it's something called hallucinations in AI. And to be clear, it's not like O1 is seeing ghosts in the hospital or anything.
Okay, good to know. So what's actually going on then?
Basically, it means O1 can sometimes generate information that's not supported by actual medical data, almost like it's writing a medical drama based on a patient's chart instead of sticking to the facts.
Okay, so it's more like an overactive imagination than outright deception.
In a way, yeah. But obviously, in a medical context, that's a huge deal. The researchers knew that for AI to be truly valuable in medicine, it can't just be smart. It has to be trustworthy. And hallucinations, well, they're a big hurdle on that front.
So O1, it sounds like there's some real potential there, but also some, kinks to work out. What did the researchers think? Did they come to any conclusions about O1's future as, well, a potential doctor?
Well, after putting O1 through the ringer, they were actually really impressed. In fact, O1 consistently outperformed its predecessors.
Yeah, those are some big shoes to fill. What were the other models?
We're talking GPT 3.5 and GPT 4.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember those making headlines. So what made O1 stand out, would you say?
It really shined when faced with those real-world medical challenges. Like, remember those questions pulled from the Lancet and the New England Journal of Medicine?
Yeah, the ones doctors actually use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
O1 significantly outperformed other models on those, which suggests it could be capable of handling the same kind of information doctors use daily.
That's impressive. But, I mean, it couldn't have been all perfect, right? There had to be some areas where O1 showed it needed more, well, training, so to speak.
Yeah, you're right. Not perfect.
While its reasoning skills were promising, those hallucinations we talked about, those are still a factor.
Right, because like you said, in medicine, you can't just be creative.
Exactly. Imagine an AI suggesting a treatment plan based on a side effect that it just, I don't know, made up. Not good.
Yeah, that's not ideal, to say the least. So even though it did well on the tests, it's still got a bit of a creative streak it needs to rein in. Anything else? Yeah, actually, there was another area where O1 struggled. Multilingual tasks.
Ah, so you're saying our future AI doctor might need to brush up on its medical Spanish or Mandarin.
Something like that. It actually did really well with multilingual question answering, which is interesting. But when they put it in a simulated Chinese hospital environment, it struggled.
Oh, wow. So translating a textbook is one thing, but navigating a real conversation in a medical setting, that's a whole other ballgame.
Absolutely. The nuances of patient care, cultural differences, that requires a whole other level of understanding.
Makes sense. Anything else that stood out to you from, what they found out about O1?
This one might surprise you. The researchers found that the way we measure AI, well, it's becoming a problem.
Really? You mean like our measuring sticks are outdated?
Yeah, we're using metrics that were designed for, simpler AI.
Yeah.
But these new models, they're capable of such nuanced thought. Like, it's like judging a Michelin star chef based on how well they boil water.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So yeah, it's becoming very clear that if we want to accurately evaluate AI, particularly in fields like medicine where the stakes are so high, we need to go back to the drawing board a bit.
Okay, so we've talked about O1's impressive skills, areas for improvement, and even the need to rethink how we measure its progress. But I mean, what does this all actually mean for, someone listening who's not a doctor or a researcher? What does this mean for the future of healthcare? Like, are we on the verge of replacing doctors with AI?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this study, it definitely suggests that AI is getting closer to having a level of understanding, a level of clinical reasoning that could seriously change how doctors work. Maybe even make them more efficient, more effective.
There's always a but. So it's not so much goodbye doctors as it is hello AI assistant.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Think of it like, imagine having a super-powered medical textbook at your fingertips, one that can, analyze patient data, pull up thousands of studies in seconds.
Oh wow, so like a super-powered research assistant almost?
Exactly. Helping doctors diagnose faster, come up with treatment plans, even just summarize all that complex medical information in a way that makes sense.
That sounds incredibly helpful, especially with, well, how much information is out there these days. But you mentioned human oversight earlier, so are you saying every AI diagnosis, it's still got to get a human stamp of approval?
For now, yeah, definitely. Look, AI, it can make mistakes just like we can. And in medicine, those mistakes, well, they can have huge consequences.
Yeah, no room for error there.
Exactly. So we need doctors, experts with experience to look at what the AI is suggesting, consider things maybe the AI missed, and ultimately make the final call. It's about patient safety,
Absolutely. And I mean, you're asking doctors to trust this new technology. That trust has to start with transparency. Like we were talking about AI being a bit of a black box earlier. How do we know what's going on in there?
That is a huge challenge, maybe the biggest one in this field right now. If we want AI to really be a partner in healthcare, we need to understand its thought process. We can't just accept recommendations blindly, right?
Yeah, it's like when someone says, "Trust me, I know the way," but they won't tell you how to get there.
Exactly. We need AI that can explain itself clearly in a way that both doctors and patients can understand. That's how we build real trust.
So it sounds like we're at this really interesting point, right? AI, it has the potential to totally revolutionize how we approach healthcare, but we have to be so careful, so thoughtful about how we develop it. It's about responsibility, ethics, and, like you said, transparency.
I totally agree. This O1 research, it's exciting. It gives us a glimpse of what might be possible. Maybe one day we'll be diagnosing diseases earlier, personalizing treatments, even predicting health outcomes more accurately, all with the help of AI.
Wow, that's amazing to think about. It really does feel like a whole new world of medicine is opening up, and AI is, well, it's the key.
And it's a journey we're all on together. Doctors, researchers, patients, even just people who are curious about the future.
Exactly. And speaking of curious, if you want to dive even deeper into this whole world of AI and medicine, we've got links to the O1 research paper, along with some other fascinating articles in the show notes. Definitely check them out.
Yeah, always good to stay curious. The more we all understand about AI, what it can do, what it can't do, the better equipped we are, especially when it comes to something as important as our health.
Couldn't agree more. This has been such a fascinating look at the future of, well, maybe not AI doctors, but definitely AI in medicine. Big thanks to you for breaking it all down with us.
Happy to be here. Always love talking about this stuff.
And everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time. Keep those brains buzzing.